getting a mentor and getting a coach was the best thing I've ever done for myself, as far as investment wise, as far as like ROI, return on my money, was getting someone who was not just one step ahead of me, but also like 20, 30 steps ahead of me. And some people argue like you should only listen to people that are like 5 steps ahead of you. But the problem is, just, as an analogy, if someone is 6 steps ahead of you, let's just say they're 6 steps ahead of you in the journey, but they've never reached that 7th step. You listen to someone who has maybe been on their 15th step and up. It isn't linear as far as like the steps someone takes. I don't know. Okay, let me explain this again. So let's say you listen to that person that is 5 steps ahead of you, but then that person that's 5 steps ahead of you realizes that on the 6th step, oh shit, I actually have to do something entirely different in order to get to the 7th step. So since you listen to the guy who's 5 steps ahead, now you're going to be facing that same problem he is facing. So if you would have listened to someone like much farther ahead, they would have just gave you like, hey, here's the shortcut to the level you're trying to get to. Because I've been down there, I've been down that road, and I've been burned many times down there, and that lesson can definitely be avoided. So the best thing you can do in life is to siphon other, or I guess the life experience for me is trying to siphon other people's experiences as much as possible, whether in other people's eyes they're successful or not. There's always something to learn from someone else, whether it's business or whether it's life lessons or whether it's whatever. It's like always if your goal is to just siphon as much information as possible, then I would recommend to just ask them what they're about instead of like you showing them all this stuff, because that's actually what, man, I'm just like not, my speech is not flowing well today. What was I gonna say? Something about mentorship. Yeah, mentorship. Yeah, so Jamil used to be Jamil used to be my mentor, and now he's my partner. So I don't know if that's a flex, but he used to be someone he is still someone I look up to a lot. And he was my mentor, he still is my mentor, and he's now my business partner. And he's granted me a lot of his relationships, and I'm so glad he has, because it's opened so many doors for me. And it's like, there's some things that money can't buy, and that got me through the door, was just being partners with Jamil, building something actually worth something, and he saw the value in it, and we blew it up, or he blew it up, or we blew it up actually. So I'm really glad we connected and we're partners, and I'm so forever grateful that happened. That was the best thing that happened to me in 2023 for sure. So if you're on the fence about buying a mentorship, buying a course, I'm not gonna say jump right in. I'm gonna say really, do your research, do your due diligence on them. And if they're actually legit, pay for their time, 100%. Or if they have a coaching program, pay for that. Learn, okay? The point is right now is not to make money. Yes, is making money amazing? Of course. But in order to make money, you must have the skill sets. You must be worthy to make that amount of money you want to make. Money flows to where it's attracted to that. So you're not very attracted, or money's not very attracted to you if you're not worthy of that amount of money. So you have to become the person attractive enough for that amount of money. And that means learning the skill sets and learning the things required to do that. So if you have no skill sets right now, don't even think about money. Think about every single dollar you make needs to go into self-education. I'm not talking about fucking college education. I'm talking about like buying these courses, all the ebooks, opt in for all the ebooks, all the freebies from all these bigger guys like Pace Morby, Jamil Damjan, all them. Opt in for everything, go to every event. Now there is a point where it becomes too much, because there's like a time of learning, and then there's a time of like it's usually not your lack of knowledge or your ignorance. It's usually just your lack of execution. And I see this all the time. Is like I was suffering from this was I felt like I had to go to every mastermind for the same thing when I'm like, well, I already know what to do. I just gotta fucking do it. It's like maybe some of you are there right now. You're taking all these courses and doing all these things, and like this is after you actually know the subject and have been in the subject for long enough to like be like, hey, you know what the fuck you're doing at this point. You don't need more things. You don't need new things. You just gotta fucking do more of the thing that that should be done. It's like that doesn't take long to learn. So having that skill of like boom, 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 like that execution muscle is so important. I would say even more important than that learning muscle. But definitely there's I'm not saying the learning muscle is completely out of it. It's for sure very, very important, but I'm saying the execution muscle, that muscle that is just like, we're just gonna fucking go and then we're gonna fucking wing it, and if we have chaos, bring it on. Like Drake said, more money, more problems. So bring on the problems. We're going to the gym today. The worst decisions I've ever made in my life came from actually just not trusting my gut. That bad feeling you have when you're about to do something, trust that bad feeling. But then again, like, also it's like, well, is it really the worst decision because it brought me to where I was today? That's kind of in the air, because I guess really it's just like, it's either you win or you learn. There's really never lose, because from your losses you learn from your losses, and if you don't learn from your losses, then, well, you're considered a dumb person, because a dumb person has to lose many times before it can learn, or they can learn the lesson that loss was trying to teach them. So being able to just learn on the first loss makes you pretty much makes you intelligent, is because that's what intelligent is the speed of learning something. So being able to make the mistake, learn from the mistake, and not make the mistake again is pretty much what learning is and intelligence is. So make the mistake. It's okay if you lose, because when you lose, you fucking learn from those losses. And if you don't learn from the losses, then you're a bag of rocks. That's why I call you guys. You're a bag of rocks, because there's no point in going, because you're just gonna hit the same fucking brick wall. It's like all you guys are in analysis paralysis, or some of you guys are in analysis paralysis, and a lot of you will feel like, I was guilty of this, so I'm like, I know what the feeling is. It's like you feel like you need to know everything. You feel like you need to know every single strategy, and you feel like you need to learn every new thing that comes out before you can actually start doing the thing. You feel like you have to get the perfect script. You feel like you got to get your desk in order. You feel like you have to have all these conditions work. And a lot of times it's very simple in any business to know what the needle movers are. And a needle mover is an activity that actually does something in your business, that actually is a key performance indicator, a KPI. So it actually determines the growth of the business. It's like, if I don't make offers, well, I'm not gonna get any deals done, because if I don't make any offers, then I have no input in the business. And if I have no input, that means I have no outputs. So in order to get outputs, you must have the inputs in place. So you get whatever you put in the bag is what the fuck you get out the bag. And as you progress further in business, whenever you put one stick in the bag, as you progress, you'll get back 5 sticks, 6 sticks, 7 sticks. And that doesn't come from day one. That comes from fucking day 1000 of fucking learning how to do this shit, and how to leverage your time to where, before you'd have to work 7 hours to get the same amount of work done, but now you can maybe don't need to work, and that same amount of hours, that work was done by another team member, because you leverage your capital to get labor, and labor perform the duties on your behalf. So that's really what leverage is being able to utilize resources. So like leverage labor, capital, code, and media to gain leverage. So those are the 4 forms of leverage: is code, media, capital, and labor. Those are the 4. And that's what Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, all of them, that's what they follow. They leverage code, labor, capital, all 4 of them, okay? You don't have to leverage all 4 of them to become a millionaire. You only have to leverage one really well. And the most entry level one is gonna be labor. So assistant, you can go on onlinejobs.ph. It's like a Philippines job marketplace. And you can find really, really great people, because over there, like the average wage over there is like much lower than the US. And you can find really high quality talent there. Now, however, I've hired many VAs. I have a team of like, I don't want to call them VAs, but like I have a team of 11, 12 people. Most of them are from the Philippines. Some are from Pakistan, and they fucking crush it. And there are some things that culturally that US people are better at, but there's some things that the offshore people are amazing at. So being able to I guess make those differences is really important. Being able to know what person is right for this or fit for this role. If it's like communication type roles, it's best not to have someone like that because culturally it's very different. So they may come off wrong. Now, it's really important that you define the responsibilities of the role, and that you find the right person for that role. Now, a really important lesson, just because we're on the topic of hiring, is you never want to hire friends or family. Okay. Now, the reason for that is like, oh, Andy, why can't I hire my friends? It's more specifically family. If this is not obvious already, it's the thing with family members. If you're hiring family members, there is some benefits, in certain situations, but most of the time with family members, if they do a bad job, which most of the time they are, because they feel like they have some sort of leeway with you because you're family, like they're able to be like, oh, I can slack off because Andy's my cousin, and he, because we're family, he won't fire me, or he won't do anything. Because the thing is, since you are my family, if I tell you, hey, you need to do a better job, or like, and you don't do a better job, and this continues to happen, our actual family relationship gets affected by our working relationship. So if I fire my cousin, or if I fire my brother, then it's like, well, even if like after the fact, it just won't be like, it's just gonna be, we have a bad taste in each other's mouths, and it's just not gonna be a pleasant experience. But really, really, overall, hiring family members is just a terrible idea. They just feel like they get like special treatment because they're family or friends. Now, I know some people that have hired based off of family or friends. Now, or based off family and friends, but really it comes down to like whether it's family or friends or not, it really comes down to their core values, because you can hire family and friends. It's just like if they like respect you and they have all this stuff, then you can consider them, but most of the time just avoid it, because again, they feel like they need special treatment because you're friends or family. So it's best to just avoid them and just look out in the marketplace. There's plenty. It's a blue ocean out there. Okay. So if you are going to do it, or if hiring in fucking general, is want to make sure that their core values are in place, and they're actually fit for your company, and you're not just hiring them to do tasks. You're hiring them to actually be a part of a family, be a part of an actual company, a tribe of people who just get the fuck after it, and have the same kind of outlook on life as you. That doesn't have to be exact, obviously, but you want to make sure that you're not just hiring someone to just do tasks. You hire them because, you know, they're actually fucking awesome, and you love talking to them. Like, because if you don't like talking to a team member, there shouldn't be why are they on the team if you don't even enjoy getting on a meet with them? It's like, don't even bother to do anything like that. So that's kind of my thing on hiring. Not my greatest monologue, but just my opinions on hiring friends and family. My mom and dad have a restaurant, and they hire friends and family, and all the time the family member is outside smoking, and then there's the phone ring, and calls are missed, and then like my mom tells them every single day not to do this, and it's like, it's fine. They just like put it off, and they think it's not serious because it's a family member, but it's like, it's actually very serious because we're losing customers, and it's like, why are you smoking outside a restaurant? So it's like, stuff like that. It's like, it's best not to. Just spend the time to find someone that's actually good, and that you see with them long term. And this is something, I don't know if it was said by Alex Hormozy, but it was a good lawyer. The only thing more expensive than a good lawyer is a bad lawyer. The only thing more expensive than a good CPA is a bad CPA, because a bad CPA that does a bad job will cost you more than a good CPA. And not just monetary value, but also time, energy, just headaches with dealing with someone that is inexperienced in the thing you're trying to hire for. All the training that you have to do, all that stuff. I understand like onboarding, but when you have to teach them about how to do a task, it's just like, that's just ridiculous. Is it like, what I hired you to do was to do this? Like, I can onboard you on our company and teach all our policies, but if I hired you to do customer support and you're asking me how to do customer support, how do I write an email to do customer support, then it's like, why? Like, you just wasted both of our times. It's like, so pay the premium for the A players, because they are worth what they are worth. They hold their weight, and you shouldn't have to guide them to what to do. They should know exactly what to do, because they should know what to do if there was experience in place. So that's kind of that for that. I'll see you guys later. It's currently 11, a little late, but I gotta get some things done. So I need to make sure that our website templates are kind of fully finished out. Let's see here. So I gotta make sure the privacy policy pages and the terms and condition pages aren't too terrible. Let's see. Problem is, the privacy policy page has I guess if it's a global update, then it's easy, right? Oh yeah, since it's a global footer update, so it's all easy there. Thank you, Aslan, for creating this. Let's see, let's edit this. You guys don't know what I'm doing right now. I am making sure that the websites for our A2P automated kind of A2P creation thing, that these websites are actually in compliance. So I'm making sure that before we create these for a bunch of accounts, that they are automated. So I'm gonna make sure. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change the privacy policy right here. And then we gotta save that. Burn in the midnight oil, right? So final checks. Checks. Let's do this. So you contact, right? And then custom codes, background typography, tracking code. Yeah, you can't find, but I guess you could, I don't know. Yeah, you'd have to find via the custom variable. Still burning. It's only been like 7 minutes going today. Only like, we got it in. We got something, and we're gonna have all the time. We have a support request going on now. Their courses for some reason. I'm gonna check this out and see what's going on. There's something for some reason. It's been a little bit now, which is kind of
kind of annoying. I don't know if issue.